Hello and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. We're in the last episode. We begin investigations for the third case of the game, which is Turnabout Big Top, and today we will be going to trial for the first time, December 29th, 9:43 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 5. Good morning, Max. Max? Milk. What?
If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie.
Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down.
I guess.
Nick, Max is really nervous.
That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties.
What?
You don't think I should fly, do you?
Huh?
You know, you've got to make a good first impression.
You are a human. You can't fly.
When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in a moment.
There are no wires in there. You can't fly. No. We can't be having you flying around a corner. We just wouldn't be right. Okay, well, that and also it's kind of impossible unless the game is trying to imply that it is in this universe, in which case, oh boy, we've entered a whole new realm. Imagine if you hit someone. Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay.
Oh, sweetie.
What is it this time, Max?
Why don't you try flying into the corner? I can see it now, the dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on. That is not how that works.
Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes? I like the sound of that dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Yeah, that's not how that works, though. December 29, 10 a.m., District Court Court number 2. Okay. Here we go. Round 2 against Francisco Von Karma.
Another case of one. What?
Your Honor, get on with it.
Oh, sorry. I just realized that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns.
So?
Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica?
Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name.
You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly.
I wonder if that is to our advantage.
Miss Von Karma, your opening statement, if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Eh?
That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy.
Oh yeah, well, guess what? Okay, if you're gonna tell me
that was all about channeling spirits, this is about real, actual life.
Your case is that the defendant flew away. You don't get to stand on the that was just a conspiracy. You don't have any ground to stand on here, Von Karma.
It did not count. Do you hear me?
She must still be upset about what happened last time.
You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of Von Karma to lose it.
Really? Because your father lost miserably in Turnabout Goodbyes. You lost not quite as miserably, but you still lost horrendously in Reunion and Turnabout. I'm gonna guess you're gonna lose this case, and the next case, and the case after that, and again and again and again. I guess being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying.
Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are.
But me? Guilty? What are you talking about?
It will be my ultimate revenge.
But it's not like it'll bring your dad back.
There, opening statement complete. Now, let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time.
Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there now. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I've been looking forward to this.
Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony.
Witness testimony. Details of the event, okay?
The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box dead as a doornail. Cause of death was blunt force trauma and snapped a vertebrae in his neck.
Ouch.
I see. He was beaten to death. Here's the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence.
Time of death, 10:15 p.m. Cause blunt force trauma to the back of the head.
A blunt object. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, well, doesn't seem to be any contradictions there, so we're just gonna press everything we can. Let me ask you about the snow.
It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime.
Did it pile up?
It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about an inch and a half off the ground was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day.
The snow. Let me see, there's gotta be more to this. Eh? What's the matter, Nick? I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? Do I need to take a look at the court record? What about the significance? So there was a blizzard, and the blizzard stopped before the actual murder. What about this is significant? I mean, it doesn't look like it's snowing in the photo, so that's consistent. Navigator Circus. We don't really have anything that contradicts that, I don't think. Okay, let's just keep pressing things. When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean?
Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina,
I said it again.
Regina the Animal Tamer, Mo the Clown, Ben the Ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the Ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the Tiger was there as well.
Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey?
When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch.
Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings.
The practice session broke up around 10 p.m.
Okay. And 15 minutes before the murder, after the practice was over, where did everyone head off to?
Regina was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the Ventriloquist went to the front gate absorbed in his own world. The Ringmaster and Max went off to the Ringmaster's room to talk privately.
Talk privately, huh? That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? I do.
It seems they were negotiating Max's salary.
No, they weren't. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. Okay.
The murder solved.
Yeah. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m.
Okay, not a problem, pal. We gotta witness it. Oh!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright. We'll decide to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? If ever the prosecutor has to stop the witness from speaking, you know full well that there is something in there she doesn't want you to know about. Okay, tell me more about the wooden box. A wooden box?
That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed.
Carrying the box, huh?
It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor.
What do you mean?
Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention it was locked.
Locked, you say? The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box to boast a small but strong lock. This may be my only chance, so I may as well ask some questions about the contents. Yeah, what was inside the box? Do you mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle.
Bottle? What is that, detective?
Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle.
What's inside the bottle?
It's filled with pepper.
Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There was only one little bottle in that huge box. That's, very, very odd. I wonder if that has some sort of special meaning? Small seasoning bottle found inside the wooden box the victim was hunched over contains pepper. That is such a specific thing. Why? Okay, I can't even fathom a guess as to what that would. Okay. According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You've done your homework, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you?
The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with.
You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene.
No, I bet he made it disappear with magic.
Oh. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the event now. I guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case.
You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy.
Thank you, very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness.
I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand.
She must be talking about Ben the Ventriloquist. I wonder if Trela will show up on the stand as well. Of course he will. And he's already beating the out of he's Ben.
Please state your name and occupation for the record. My full name is Triloquist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman Ventriloquist.
That roll must be coming off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Me. The world of law, exciting and daring. Guilt or innocence, decided by just stuff like a woman.
Well, what do you think?
It had a good rhythm. It's just the lyrics, at least something to be desired, so to speak.
You know better than to insult the judge.
Shut up, just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face on the off chance swelling would help. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star?
Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this.
I'm not worried about you. Ouch!
You won't get anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed.
Oh, good God, okay. What you witnessed?
Once practice was over, I left that tent with a stooge, clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one headed that way. How could that punk not be the killer?
Okay. How are you positive it was him?
Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica headed toward the scene? You're sure of that? Without a doubt, he had on a silk hat, cloak, and the dumb white roses on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy getup and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point.
What a shame. It was a nice theory, but the clown can't be the culprit.
Why's that?
Here's absolute proof.
Oh, silk hat?
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene.
Well done, Miss Von Karma. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
I mean...
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say?
Oh, okay, I guess she's the boss again today. Okay. Here we go. This is gonna be a fun cross-examination. First things first, I want to know exactly why you think... is there anything other than what he was wearing? Because we established last time that Maya... Or that the murderer dressed up as Maya, so... You saw Max and only Max, right, Trilo?
That's right, and that makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night.
That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to the story than meets the eye. Is there something amiss in this? Men only saw Max. Why would that be the case? Oh, actually, wait. Oh, right. Because Max and Russell had a meeting right before, so they were presumably been walking together, right? That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen?
I suppose this witness could have seen Russell Berry.
That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trilo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Ah!
Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out.
What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room.
Is that according to the defendant? A likely story. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
Speak, he's right.
A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony.
Trailer wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he? Well, Max is part of the bitter love triangle with Regina, which is probably why Max conked him over the head. Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head? Yeah, I don't know anymore. Okay. So, what else? So that didn't work. I guess ditching went back to the plaza's entrance. Don't care about the clown. Some whatever. Took Magic Boy away. I guess this. Around what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would have been... Hey, around what time was it?
I think it was around I'd say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think.
Practice ended at 10 p.m., so you hung around the lodging house the entire time?
I guess that sounds about right.
Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather.
Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling me anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in the weather?
Because it was freezing cold, you dick. Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright. We can all do without your offhanded theories.
But, this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something.
Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold?
I don't have any idea. I mean, the only person that makes logical sense for it to be would be Regina. But that's just based purely on the fact that it's the only person that they would care about. I don't have any evidence beyond that. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. Oh, and his head just went flying. You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken? Is this true?
Well, you can't really ask me that question.
Who cares to know what I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Whoa. The puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right.
Alright. There was obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. And this whole body just exploded this time.
It all makes perfect sense. Oh dear.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have
There was absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal.
I'm actually on her side this time, because that claim is purely based in the fact that, well, who else could it have been? But,
I guess you got me.
oh, never mind.
Alright, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina.
Pain. Don't volunteer things.
Mr. Keast, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was waiting for to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think the humans have a monopoly on marriage?
But the matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain.
Oh wait, that was wrong.
Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet.
Oh dear. Okay, what did we get ourselves into?
That was a surprise I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her.
Wait a second. If you were waiting to propose the ring, then why do I have it? Actually, wait, where did we find this? We found it in Acro's room. Where's the map? Here's the map. So we went up to Acro's room to get my badge back, and then we found the ring in the same place. So this ring was in Acro's room.
Of course, I also hid it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in his pocket. But no, you don't. You just don't, though. You actually just don't, though.
You were going to propose? You... a puppet?
Don't be so obtuse. Even just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her, too.
Exactly.
His honor is looking a little less than honorable right now.
Okay, Mr. Wright. Please continue with the cross-examination.
What was with that sigh at the end? Okay. Well, I mean, you very obviously do not still have the thing in your pocket. Where do you say that? Where is it? It is still in your pocket, okay. No, it's not, because I have it right here. Your Honor, the statement contradicts the evidence.
It does? I don't see anything contradictory.
What? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Objection denied.
Huh? What? What do you mean? actually, what do you mean, though? Huh? Oh, wait a minute. Oh, he doesn't say it's the ring. He doesn't say it's the ring, so I can't... What bull? Okay, where does he say? Oh, you have something to give... Where? Go back. Okay, what is that something? What was it exactly you planned on giving her?
You know exactly what I was going to give her.
Yeah, well, no one else does, because they're all idiots, apparently. So why don't you tell us that... Why don't you tell the court what it is so that I can prove you wrong, dumbass?
The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty.
Answer his question. What was it?
You're gonna die when you hear this is an engagement ring.
Okay, now can I present the ring on that statement?
Mr. Phoenix Wright's joke has gone too far. Time for this to end right here.
Francisco Whips looks like it's about to lash into almost anything. One hit from that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Push on anyway. It may be something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time...
I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony, specifically about the engagement ring? I like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe.
Okay, okay, now then. Still got it in my pocket. Can I present the ring as evidence now? Trilo, do you mind if I show you something?
What are you talking about?
Uh-oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
Ah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief.
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then, do I have it right here?
What is going on here?
That's Ben. Say something.
Don't put me on the spot like that, Truman.
I found this in Money's room.
But Money's room? You mean a room they put money, like a bank vault?
Ha, that filthy monkey's gonna get what's coming to him.
Mr. Keast, I prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court.
Well, Your Honor, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word.
Oh, I see. Well then.
Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up.
Shiny things?
Trilo, when was this ring stolen from you?
Well,
I suppose it was that time, you know, the night of the crime. What did you just say?
Details. I need more details.
Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza.
Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct?
Well, I guess you might, be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. No.
Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder.
It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trilo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing. Not I, Mr. Trilikist.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trilo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring-snatching monkey money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
It's all that slow, loafy fellow called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame.
Well, this does indeed prove one very important point.
Prove an important point? What can it possibly prove?
Ben doesn't exercise enough. That's obviously not the correct thing, so it has a flaw. What flaw does it have? Oh wait, didn't he say that he was at the crime scene after Max left, but now he said he was chasing after money? Which means someone else might have gone there while he wasn't there, I think.
Contradiction?
The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza.
What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours?
I'm saying there is no possible way that the witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim and the ringmaster arrive on the scene.
However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant alive.
The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defense's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity toward the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that doorface in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
Ha, I've told you so many times. You think you know my story's not changing.
You've already changed your story, stick boy, and I'm sure it'll change some more. Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it. Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him. Yeah! Okay, I'm getting a little sick of doing his voice. I am ready to be done with this cross-examination.
I'll give you that I was waiting for that night for Regina, but it doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. It said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica arrive at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those ridiculous 3 symbols.
So that means Money didn't show up until after you saw Max.
That's right, Mugny ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him? How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see, I'd say about...
I suppose 5 minutes, I think. So the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Okay, let's just take this nice, slow and steady, bit by bit. Give you the nose, yeah, it's confirmed. Okay. Waiting there for 5 minutes, said good evening to him. Yeah, why'd you do that, actually? Why would you have done... Don't you hate the guy? So you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
He must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You said good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben, you got something to add? Let me guess, that's not it, Trilo? You say good evening at night?
I'm sorry, Judah.
Mr. Feast, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist outside of the courtroom.
Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances, you should know better.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. Trilo's evening greeting. Why would he have said good evening to someone he hates?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your coworkers?
Well, if it was simply being cordial to a coworker, I would understand.
Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school.
There's no reason that Trilo would ever say something nice to Max, but how do I go about proving that with the evidence? Bluffing is everything in this world, but I'm sure you already learned that one. I guess I can give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony.
Okay. Absolutely sure it was him because of the 3 symbols. Tell me more about these 3 symbols. I honestly just already forgot what they were.
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're gonna ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now.
So, Cat.
Cloak, why roses? Thank you very much.
Maya, you didn't have to join in, did you?
But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in this testimony somewhere.
I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick? All we can do is try, right, Nick? We gotta have something that'll prove useful. Alright, time to go to work. Okay, so the things were silk hat, a cloak, and white roses, right? Okay. Do we have proof that... Okay, we're looking for proof that Ben hates Max so much that he wouldn't have even bothered to say hi to him. What evidence do we have that would show that? Let's just go one by one. No. Fine, we'll go in this order. I don't know what this has to do with anything. No. Maybe the ring, actually. Well, no, because, I mean, you're not... Just because they like the same person doesn't mean they'd be that volatile. Doesn't mean they'd be that volatile towards each other. Monkey doesn't have anything to do with anything. Map, no. Oh, yeah, he beat him on the head. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Hold on. Let me go back to... Here we go, okay. This makes sense. Because, you know, generally speaking, when you get beat over the head with a bottle, you know, generally you're not going to act super nice to that person. Trilo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder?
A fight.
A fight over Regina, to be exact.
It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clunked over the head. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first.
The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There was absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial at that event. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There was no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival.
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie, honestly. I just...
That's enough from you, Mr. Keast. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor?
Let's clarify the testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
Can I? Who would they have seen? The only person left for them to have seen would be the victim, right? Is there someone else that that's who he said good evening to?
What kind of theory is that?
The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
What?
If he had truly met Max on it, there would have been no greeting at all, which means there was only one proper answer. The person the witness saw was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trilo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening, or good evening as he put it.
What in the world, you?
Will the defense kindly explain who it was Trilo saw that evening? Okay, it can't be Maya, can't be Max, no, no, no. Our choices are Regina Berry, Russell Berry, or Mo. Regina, they would have reacted way differently to if it was Regina. Mo had already left them previously. Russell's the only option left. I don't know why in the world that makes sense, but it's all we got. Considering the ill temper of this witness, there is only one person he would greet.
It must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's cute.
No, Your Honor, it's not Regina. If it was Regina, Trilo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Oh, I suppose you got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim itself, was it not?
You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trilo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Keast.
Order! Order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man, but once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
I think it is high time that we clear the air about this question. Mr. Keast obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it Ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols.
3 symbols?
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now.
Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses.
A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me.
What was that?
Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know that it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
Miss Von Karma, do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes, I think we finally won a point in this one.
that is very unfortunate.
Huh?
You're just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What do you mean by that?
You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but
What?
who that person was can only be answered by the next witness.
Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing, that there is no one other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During the time, I request your prosecution prepare the next witness. Court is now in recess.
Oh boy. Okay, wow. Huh. That was, not that great, like, at all. I mean, yes, the character that we had to cross-examine was annoying as all heck, so that doesn't really help matters. But even beyond that, just like, all the previous cases, even the first case of the game, which was awful, even that had you use logical reasoning to some extent. But this trial was just it wasn't about figuring out what could have logically been possible. It was more about, well, through process of elimination, it can only be one of these three people. Who of them is it most likely to be? There wasn't really much evidence that we could have used to... In fact, did we... Actually, did we only use 2 pieces of evidence? We used the ring to prove that he didn't have the ring in his pocket, and we used the broken bottle to establish a motive that he would have hated him, or that Ben wouldn't have said hello to Max, right? I don't know, this trial just seemed way less, I don't know, I guess just less well thought out than previous ones. I don't know, but I'm just... This, case is not looking to be super amazing, I must admit. But, I guess we'll have to wait and see. So thanks for watching, stay tuned for next time, hope to catch you all later today for some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. Goodbye.